Ever wondered what would happen if you took everything awesome about the show and turned it upside down? Well, buckle up, because today we're going on a hilarious journey to create the most pathetically weak character in Demon Slayer history. Let's call him Fumble Fumbleson. I know, I'm a creative genius. Now, you might be thinking, wait, isn't Zenitsu already pretty useless when he's awake? Oh, my sweet summer child. Zenitsu is practically Yoriichi compared to our boy Fumble. In the world of the Demon Slayer anime, there are mainly 10 traits that define a character's strength: race, breathing technique, Nichirin blade, training and discipline, combat experience, demon blood art, physical strength, intelligence, healing abilities, and alliances and support. I'll make sure our character has the worst possible matches for all of these traits. And to create an extremely weak and completely disastrous character, we'll assign our character the worst possible match for each of these 10 traits. So let's begin with the very first one. Number 1. Race. First things first, what would be the race of our character? Mainly, there are only 2 races in the Demon Slayer universe, demons and humans, and it's a no-brainer that demons are way more powerful than humans. For example, they can outlive any human, have special abilities known as blood demon arts, and can heal any fatal injury and so on. But humans too could be powerful. One prime example is Yoriichi Tsugikuni, but our character has to be 180 degrees opposite of the GOAT, Yoriichi Tsugikuni. I mean, duh, we're going for weak here, not demonic superpowers. So our character is a human, but he isn't just any human. He'd be the weakest of the weak. And what's even worse, the guy is ill with the immune system of a wet paper bag. I mean, the Demon Slayer Corps should send this guy to a hospital, not a battlefield. Whew! Imagine Fumble trying to fight a demon while sneezing uncontrollably. The demon would probably just stand there, unsure whether to attack or offer him a tissue. Number 2. Breathing technique. One of the coolest things in the entire Demon Slayer anime is their awesome breathing techniques. These breathing techniques have the potential to give even a newbie pro-level strength. There are some really cool breathing techniques like water breathing, wind breathing, sound breathing, and the GOAT sun breathing technique is the most powerful breathing style. So we need something totally opposite to the sun breathing technique. The question is, which one? Because no matter how weak a breathing style is, it still has some unique potential. So I've decided to create my own breathing style, known as asthma breathing, derived from wind breathing, but instead of harnessing the power of wind, it just leaves him wheezing and gasping for air. But before you come over to me saying, how can I create a new style on my own? Let me tell you that all the breathing styles are derived from other styles, so it's completely normal to create a new breathing style from an existing one. Okay, so asthma breathing is so weak and useless that it actually harms our character more than any demon he might face. Each breath leaves him gasping for air, wheezing uncontrollably, and often triggers a full-blown asthma attack. It depletes his already minimal stamina and leaves him vulnerable. In a twisted irony, this breathing style is more effective in incapacitating Fumble than any demon attack ever could be. It's the only breathing technique in history that makes its user long for the sweet relief of not breathing at all. Imagine our character faces off against the demon, dramatically pulls out his inhaler, takes a puff, and declares, "First form, desperate wheeze!" The demon would be so confused it might just leave out of secondhand embarrassment. Number 3. Nichirin blade. Nichirin blade, the honor and might of a demon slayer. Every demon slayer has a Nichirin blade with a unique color that reflects the strength and integrity of its user. But what would be the case in our character? Well, in the case of our character, the color-changing katana would be equivalent to a plastic butter knife. Here's why. First, it's made from the poorest quality metal they could find. I'm talking scraps from the bottom of the forge. Then, they just left it out in the sun for a bit and called it a day. And don't even get me started on the color. Fumble's katana turned out to be white. That means it reflects all the colors. This blade is about as sharp as a spoon and as balanced as a drunk elephant on a unicycle. Fumble tries to swing it, and half the time it just flops around like a wet noodle. The other half, it somehow manages to bonk him on the head. Demons see this blade and laugh. They actually laugh. It's gotten to the point where they're more insulted by Fumble trying to cut them with it than they are threatened. Number 4. Training and discipline. While other demon slayers were out there training hard, pushing their limits, and honing their skills, Fumble developed his own unique training regimen. We call it the art of avoidance. Instead of practicing sword techniques, Fumble became an expert at finding excuses. "Sorry, I can't train today. My cat looked at me funny. Oh no, I'd love to practice, but I just remembered I need to alphatize my sock drawer." He spent more time coming up with creative ways to skip training than he has actually training. As a result, he has the combat prowess of a sleepy sloth. He holds his sword like he's afraid it might bite him, and his stance looks less like a fighter ready for battle and more like someone trying not to fall over on an icy sidewalk. Number 5. Combat experience. You know how some people are book smart but lack real-world experience? Well, our character is none of those. He has neither read any book on demon slaying tactics, nor has he actually been in a real fight. His combat experience is purely zero. When he faces a real demon, he'd cry, wait, let me think about this for a second. Needless to say, if it weren't for other demon slayers constantly saving his bacon, our character would have been Demon Chow a long time ago. Number 6. Physical strength and agility. Remember how I mentioned Fumble is perpetually ill? Well, that's just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to his physical, let's call them qualities. This guy makes a sloth look like an Olympic sprinter. Fumble can't run, can't jump, heck, he can barely walk without tripping over his own feet. His idea of a workout is reaching for the TV remote without getting up from the couch. In a world where demon slayers are doing backflips and running up walls, Fumble gets winded climbing a flight of stairs. His only cardio is the palpitations he gets when he sees a demon. Number 7. Demon blood art. This one's pretty straightforward. Fumble's a human, so he doesn't have any cool demon blood art. But let's be honest, even if he were a demon, his blood art would probably be something useless, like the ability to pick the slowest line at the grocery store. Number 8. Healing abilities. While demons have incredible regenerative abilities, and even regular humans can be resilient, our character's healing ability is practically non-existent. His perpetually ill body seems to have missed the memo on the whole healing concept. Paper cuts become lifelong companions, and his immune system rolls out the welcome mat for infections. Fumble's body doesn't heal, it slowly falls apart. Bruises stick around longer than unwanted house guests, and scratches are more permanent than tattoos. Broken bones? They heal at a rate that would make glaciers look speedy. He once spent 6 months hobbling around from a broken pinky toe. Number 9. Intelligence and strategy. You know how in chess, the best players can think several moves ahead? Well, Fumble can't even think one move ahead. In fact, he's usually about 3 moves behind, still trying to figure out what just happened. His battle strategy usually consists of close eyes and hope for the best. He once tried to defeat a demon by challenging it to a game of tic-tac-toe. Spoiler alert, it didn't work. Fumble's idea of a cunning plan is to trip and hope he accidentally falls on the demon with his sword. It never works, but bless his heart, he keeps trying. Number 10. Support and allies. You'd think that being so pathetically weak would at least earn Fumble some pity friends, right? Wrong. Turns out even the nicest demon slayers have their limits. Fumble is the guy everyone tries to avoid being paired with for missions. His reputation is so bad that demons actually fight over who doesn't have to deal with him. No, you take him! I had him last time, it's your turn! His only ally is his own incompetence, which is always faithfully by his side. Number 11. Determination and willpower. Okay, there's another trait of our character, which I would call a bonus trait. While other demon slayers are driven by noble goals like protecting humanity or avenging loved ones, Fumble's main motivation is, well, we're not really sure. He sort of just stumbled into the demon slayer corps and hasn't figured out how to stumble back out yet. His battle cry is less, never give up, and more, can we go home now? In fact, the demons often have to encourage him to keep fighting, if only so that they can finish the battle and go about their day. Fumble's willpower is so low that he once gave up in the middle of giving up. That's right, he couldn't even commit to quitting. So there you have it, folks. Fumble Fumbleson, the weakest character in Demon Slayer history. He's so bad at demon slaying that the demons are considering hiring him as a motivational speaker for their side. But you know what? In a weird way, Fumble is kind of inspiring. I mean, if this guy can somehow survive in the world of Demon Slayer, maybe there's hope for all of us. Or maybe it's just plot armor so thick it makes Tanjiro's forehead look thin. Either way, the next time you're feeling down about your own abilities, just remember Fumble. No matter how bad you think you are, at least you're not trying to fight demons with asthma breathing and a sword that's afraid of itself. So, what do you think? Could you create an even weaker character? Let me know in the comments. And remember, stay breathed, stay sharp, and for the love of all that's holy, don't be like Fumble. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell if you want to see more characters that make Zenitsu look like the pinnacle of bravery and competence. See you in the next video. Bye!